Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you guys can see from the title, we have a story time, but we have a subscriber story time, so we're gonna get straight into it. I don't know if I said it before, but this is a subscriber story time. If you guys want to submit a story time, damn near send it to my email. Y'all, honestly, I don't read you guys' story times until I get on camera. Y'all already know how I do. I choose a random story and I roll with the punches. But you know, when I get the email, sometimes I see the titles of the story because y'all titled the story time, and this girl titled the story time. Title of this story time was I slept with the cop that arrested me. Y'all tell me y'all don't want to hear that tea. Yeah, into it because I don't want to ramble for too long, or so boom, let's go. Girl, let me start by telling you I love your videos and you always make my day. Thank you, baby. Nevertheless, let me start by saying I was going to say the real name of the people because I don't give a damn. My name is Melody and I'm from New York. You already know I'm crazy. Yeah, y'all New Yorkers are y'all different. Back then, when I was a sophomore in high school, I met this guy named Leo who I started dating. By the way, he was a senior. After almost 2 years of dating, he graduated and left to college. Our relationship was good. He had a loyal, loving guy. He was a loyal, loving guy, but he had ways of controlling me. Fast forward to a year later, I was a senior and I was living with my aunt because I was in foster care and she was the only person who took me for my money. Sad to say, I had a lot of trauma from my mother dying, being kidnapped, victim, etc. Sorry about that. I decided to get a job while in school to keep me distracted, since living with my aunt was hell. Started working as a waitress in a Spanish restaurant, and one night I met this guy named Paul. I was serving him drinks, and as we were talking, he asked for my number. Girl, I know what you're going to say. I had a man, but I was tired of that nigga and his controlling ways, and I couldn't go anywhere or have friends. Yeah. I ain't gonna say you had a man. That's not a man. Oh yeah. I stopped caring and I decided to talk to Paul, as you should. Well, let's continue because Paul might have been worse. The next couple of weeks we met up near my house and he started to teach me how to drive because I told him that I wanted to learn. I'm trying to talk to him in the car. My aunt pulled up and noticed I was with him and she started to talk shit, scared him away because he was definitely older than me. I was 17, he was 28. 17, 28. I'm like, hey, what's up? Hello. And I know y'all about to be like, it's 1738. It don't matter. It don't matter. Why? What does a 28-year-old want with a 17-year-old? Like, I just don't get it. Like, I am 25 and I could not even imagine myself talking to a 19-year-old, topless of a 17-year-old. Like, that is so nasty. Like, I'm sorry. Like, that's some predatory behavior. I'm so sorry about it. He told me to get out the car and not to talk to him again. Did you think I listened to her? The fuck not. The same day, she took away my phone and didn't give it back to me. The next morning, I went to school, and when I came back, guess who was in the kitchen waiting for me? Leo. He asked my aunt if he could talk to me in private, and we went to the garage. As soon as we went to the garage, Leo said, do you have something to tell me? I said, no. Not your aunt when it snitched on you. Yeah, I'm bad. He said, I know everything. I was playing stupid, and I said, what you mean? He said, your aunt called Sprint to unlock your phone since you had a pin. And she unlocked it and saw the text messages between you and Paul. And your aunt said that you had sex with him. By the way, it was a lie. All I did was kiss him. But since I was so mad that my aunt would throw me under the rock, I said, it is true. I had sex with him. He looked at me and said, why? I said, because I don't care. He tried to ask me why still, but I didn't want to speak. I was so hurt and angry at the same time, and I didn't care how he felt. So he broke up with me and left. I went back inside the house, looked at my aunt, grilled the shit out of her, and went to my room. A couple of days later, my aunt gave me back my phone and texted Paul and was going to meet up. A couple of weeks later, my mom gave me back the phone and I texted Paul and we were going to meet up after school. I was supposed to come home after school because I was never allowed to hang out even if I was 17 years old. Shaking my head, the audacity. Now, Melody, I don't see no audacity in that. You 17 years old hanging out with a 28-year-old. I would have told you to bring your ass home too if I was your aunt. I ain't even gonna lie. Told him that I did not want to go back to my aunt's house. So he said that he was staying with his cousin. 28 years old man staying with his cousin. I ain't gonna lie though, I stay at home with my people. But I'm a girl, so it don't matter. But yeah, let me stop playing. I asked if I could stay with him at his cousin's house. Paul had a job. He was a taxi driver. That's not a job. Anyways, he took me to where he was staying. As I was chilling with him, my phone kept ringing. It was my aunt calling. So what I did, I rejected her ass. As days went by, I got voicemails from my aunt saying that she called the cops and reported me as a runaway since I was a foster kid. So they put out a warrant for me. I lived with him for 1 month. Everything was good till one day he said he was going to his uncle and left me in his cousin's house. And when hours passed by, he never called me or came to his cousin's house. Started to worry that he was calling him and he never answered. Next day I woke up and his cousin told me Paul is not coming back and he left the state. I had no choice but to go back to my aunt's house. I got to my aunt's house, rang the bell, and my older sister, who I had not seen in years, greeted me and said, "Hold on, don't come inside yet. Your aunt wants to talk to you outside." I said, "Okay." 10 minutes later, the cops pulled up. My aunt, this stupid ass bitch, called the cops on me. And when we got there, said I had a warrant for my arrest for running away, since I am still a minor and aware of my state. Okay, let me talk to you real quick, Melody, because I got some shit to say. Then we can go right back to the story time. And I'm so sorry if the light is like freaking with me. Oh, goodness gracious. Oh, Lord. Why is the light doing that for real, though? Oh, Lord. Let me see if I rise it up. Yeah, if I rise it up, it's definitely gonna hit it down like that. Yeah, like that, like that. Yeah, like that. Let me stop. But yeah. Okay. Oh my goodness, the lights. Okay, so basically, this is what I have to say to you, Melody. I'm sorry if the light is distracting y'all. I'm so sorry, but this is all I have to say to you, Melody. You don't really go into context about how abusive your aunt was. You just said that, like, you know, it was hell living with her. Honestly, Melody, like, you was talking to a 28-year-old. Like, if I was your aunt, I would have called the police too. Like, I'm not justifying your aunt because I don't know the other stuff she did. And I'm pretty sure your aunt did other things that made it very uncomfortable for you to live at the house. But if you were living with me and you ran off with a 28-year-old man, I would have called the police on your ass too. Okay? Because like I said, a 28-year-old don't got nothing to do with a 17-year-old. Like, it don't even make sense. Like, that's some predatory shit. You know what I mean? So there was 2 police officers, 1 female and 1 male. The male name was Steven. He told me he was going to take me to jail. The next day, I will see the judge. Don't get me wrong, I was hurt once again and I started to cry. Once they handcuffed me, my aunt never came out. Only my younger sister, and she looked sad. So they put me in a police car and they took me to jail. Luckily, nobody was in the cell that day, so I had it all to myself. The next morning, Steven, the same police officer, and another male cop came and said that he was going to take me to court to see the judge. We got to the court and we sat in an empty room. Minutes went by and the other police officers told Steven he was going to the bathroom. He left the room. I looked at Steven because why not? Why did this guy look so good? He was 6 feet tall, handsome Puerto Rican. Melody, come on now. This lighting is honestly irritating me though. Like, not on no funny shit. Okay, there we go. Y'all just gonna have to see my little background because this lighting is like irritating me and I'm trying my best. But Melody, come on now. You done already got arrested for running off with this little 28-year-old boy. Now you want the officer? You are not Lil Wayne. You can't do that. Once I looked at him, I told him my friend likes him and she wants his number. I don't know why the F I said that if he never seen my friend and I just met him yesterday. But I was determined to get his number. He laughed and said, "Give me her number instead." So I gave him her number. After moments of silence, his partner came back and we was ready to see the judge. Judge let me go back to my aunt's house. Once I got back to my aunt's house, she gave me my phone back because she knew I wasn't going to speak to Paul again. She knew he left, so she wasn't worried. Later that night, she should have been worried about that officer. That's what it is. Later that night, I got a call from my friend. She said, "Babe, why the dice you gave me? Why did you give me the cop number?" I said, "I'm sorry, I wanted his number, but I didn't want to tell him." So you didn't get. Melody, you just a you. You are just a you right now. Like, you didn't really gave your friend. I thought you gave him your number. You bad. You really bad. So I lied and said that you wanted his number. She laughed and said, well, he called me and told me what you said. And I said, no, Melody wanted your number. So we laughed about it. A couple of hours later, guess who called me? Steven. He said, Melody, why didn't you tell me you wanted my number? Why you said it was your friend? I said, I'm sorry, I was shy. He said, LOL, I get it. So we talked for a little while and he asked me on a date. I said, of course. Next couple of weeks, I went to school in the morning and I ditched after third period to meet up with Steven. This about to be a story time on his own today. I can't. I don't think I can give you guys a second story time because Melody did ruin it for y'all. She doing a lot. Like, I don't even have the energy to read another story time. I can't even cap to you. You ditching school to go... Let me finish this story time because Melody getting out of hand. Melody is really getting out of hand, for real, for real. To see the movie 300. As we watched the movie, I couldn't help myself but to touch his leg. Bitch, are you a lizard? What the fuck you touching his hand for? Hell nah, bitch. And when I went, nah, this story time is fake. I don't care what nobody says. Melody, you are crazy. Sorry, y'all listen to what I'm about to say. As we watched the movie, I couldn't help myself but to touch his leg. And when I went up to touch his zipper, I noticed he had a hard rock. Why are you touching his zipper? Y'all supposed to be watching, what movie I went to go watch? Movie 300. The fuck? Not Pornhub. The fuck? I didn't have to open his pants to know he had an anaconda bit. Once I felt it, I took my hand away and kept watching the movie. One thing about Steven, he was always respectful and that attracted me the most. Once movie finished, he took me to a nice restaurant and we ate and talked. Then after that, I went home. As we kept talking for weeks, he invited me to his house. Once I got there, we chilled. We started kissing and we went. We stated to do the do. We started to do the do, but there was a problem. It couldn't fit. He tried to put the tip, but girl, I was in pain. His shit was the size of an eggplant, so big. This nigga had me, this ball had to be like a size 9 because I couldn't. If I would let him try to push it in, my shit would have looked like someone put a fist in it and I wasn't ready. So I told him to stop and he respected that. So we got dressed and he took me to the train. I went home in disappointment in myself of why I didn't let him hurt me. Just stick it in, bitch. But I couldn't. It was too big. Girl, we tried to do it twice some other time, but I still couldn't take it. Yeah, because you a child. How old is this officer, Melody? Because I'm calling the cops. You're a child. It's not supposed to go in. It's not supposed to happen. Gosh. We just became friends who would talk to each other here and there, but I wish I could have messed with him completely, if that makes sense. Lost contact with him after he had a girlfriend. All I can say is I regret not taking the D, but I'm happy I got to be someone as respectful as him. To be honest, wait, she said, to be honest, I kind of looked at it as crazy that I was 17 and he was 26. And he was 26 to be messing with him. But I looked past that because he cared about me. Oh gosh. There's more story with Steven, but I hope you enjoyed the story because it was crazy, girl, and don't judge me. Too late. LOL, I know I have a screw loose. Love you, girl. I love you too. This is actually a funny story time, but I ain't doing no more story times. Melody, you done took all the energy out of me. I can't cap. You done took all the energy out of me. Melody. That boy did not care about you, okay? Because if he did, he would not have been messing with a 17-year-old, okay? That's to say the least, okay? Like I said, I am 25 years old and I don't see myself messing with a 19-year-old. I just don't. Like, it's just not in my spirit. Mind you, my brother's 19. So it's like, if I could mess with a 19-year-old, then I can mess with my brother's friends. And that just don't sit right with me at all. So the fact that this boy felt comfortable enough to mess with you should let you know that this guy did not really care for you as much as you thought he cared for you. Like, he didn't care for you at all. He probably was respectful, like in a matter of like, you know, waiting for you to be ready to do the do and all that. But he was not respectful in a manner of like waiting till you were at least 18. Or like respecting himself to be like, hey mama, like, well, I don't know. You say you from New York? Well, how old you gotta be an adult in New York? Let me see. Yeah, I knew I wasn't tripping. You need to be 18 years old. And it's the fact that it's an officer. First of all, the whole situation is weird. Okay, let's just break it down. First of all, and Melody, like all jokes aside, like if you're gonna watch this, and I'm pretty sure you're gonna watch this because you submitted this story time, and I'm not judging you, and y'all in the comments, y'all make sure y'all keep it respectful. Like even if y'all want to tell y'all opinions, like don't be too disrespectful. You know, don't be, you know, too disrespectful to her. But let's just break everything down. Your aunt called the police on you because you ran off with a 28-year-old, okay? When your aunt called the police, she had to tell the police where you ran off to and what you did. She had to tell the police. And that's probably why Paul ran off to state and left your ass. Because Paul knew that, Paul not dumb. Paul knew that y'all situation that y'all were in, if he continued to stay in it, or if he continued to stay at his cousin's house and had you stay in there, Paul knew eventually he would have went to jail one day. Okay? Paul not dumb. He knew that your aunt called the police. He knew you had a warrant out for your arrest. And Paul knew that effing with you was going to get him put in jail. Because Paul should not be messing with no 17-year-old at the age of 28. And I'm pretty sure that's why Paul upped and left the state and disappeared on that ass and didn't tell you nothing. Pretty sure that's why Paul did what he did. So that's first thing. Then you get home and your mom calls the police. Now when your mom calls the police, she has to tell the police that you ran away. You're a foster kid. Your aunt. I don't know if I said your mom, but I meant to say your aunt. Your aunt calls the police. She said that you ran away. You're a foster kid. I'm pretty sure your aunt told the police that you ran away with a guy that is way older than you. I'm pretty sure if your aunt could tell your boyfriend that you was talking to a new guy, I'm pretty sure she went and told the police that you ran away with an adult and you were a minor. The police comes and picks you up and arrests you and does the same thing to you that the other guy did to you, knowing that you ran away with a grown man. The police comes and he fucks you. And you telling me that that's a nice guy? Nice weird. Like where? Like where was he nice at? Melody. That man was manipulating you, okay? And yeah, that's all I have to say. Y'all let me know if y'all have anything else to say in the comments, or if y'all have anything else to add. If I didn't say everything, y'all let me know down below in the comment section. But y'all ladies, we just have to be more smarter. I do, like you say you were young or whatnot, but sometimes your age don't have nothing to do with logic. I'm sorry. I know you told me don't judge you. I ain't gonna judge you. I done did some questionable shit in my past, you know. I ain't never fucked an officer though, but I did some questionable shit in my past. But yeah, that was actually a crazy story time, y'all. Like I said before, I do not have the energy to tell another one. I can't even cap. Like, Melody didn't drain me. Oh Lord, until they drain me. Melody didn't drain me. But that was actually a very good story time. Like I told you guys before, I seen that title the other day and I said I definitely have to tell that story time. So yeah, I really enjoyed that story time. Melody, let's just make wiser decisions, ladies. If you guys are Melody's age, or if you guys are not, let's just make wiser decisions with what we do, you know, because one day we're gonna look back at it and be like, why did I do that? But yeah, I love you guys so much. I will see you guys in the next one. If you guys want to submit a story time, let me know. Well, email me. And yeah, also Melody, the grammar was superb. Everything was nice. You write good. Like you write really good. I also was thinking that while I was reading your story time. Like your grammar is beautiful. But yeah, I love you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye y'all.